hurry up and get this
Who the
bullshit
fuck plays from
PvP
Not
over
interested
and
in.
over.
I'm
Has
being
been
nitpicky.
resolved.
Sony dropping the ball on the game. Can't wait to watch Goro play. I turned green at least. If I lost all solo, I'm gonna.
Ever since the Duskbloods was announced about a year ago, this game has been very controversial, and I think the majority of things that people complain about are just unjustified yapping, specifically when it comes to the game being specifically an online multiplayer game and it being a Switch 2 exclusive. From Software has been around for a while, but in my eyes they're still a baby company. They really only have one game popping up in their catalog of games, and that is the Soul series. And I guess Armored Core is up there too, but really their most profitable series is the Soul series. They literally made their own genre, and it's called Souls Likes. Now, the community, I feel like, is really trying to push this narrative that the game is going to fail. I really think that the majority of the community wants this game to fail so that From Software doesn't ever try anything new again. Now, are these fans of the game, of these fans of From Software? I tend to believe that they're not. From Software is always, to me, in my eyes, has always been the company that tries new things and tries different things, and if something sticks, then they implement it into their story-driven experiences, like Elden Ring, for example. The information out that we have to the public is that the From Software A team, the main team, the team that worked on Bloodborne, the team that worked on Elden Ring, the main team that works on the big projects, was working on the Duskbloods. The Duskbloods was also in development for way longer than you may think. The Duskbloods was originally going to release on the Switch 1, but Nintendo didn't want that. They wanted Switch 2 exclusivity. The Switch 2 is more powerful than the Switch 1 by a lot, so it being able to handle the Duskbloods a bit better than the Switch 1 was probably the correct choice by Nintendo. If it was already going to be a Switch exclusive, then it'd be better to be on a stronger system. So the people who are mad that the game is on a $500 system that you got to pay for, guys, the game was going to be on Switch 1, and that would have 100% killed the game. The Switch 1 doesn't even have an Ethernet plug-in unless you get like an adapter. And on top of that, if the game was on Switch 1, it probably would have ran at 30 frames a second. Now, I can eat the bullet here. Maybe when the game finally comes out, maybe the game actually does run like shit. But I have faith that the game will run at 60 FPS on release. Now, the people who are dooming this game, they may need like a little checkup, because From Software is all about trying new things. That's literally how we got the Soul series in the first place. I can get, like, if you're curious about the game or you don't want to cough up the money to play it, so you want to watch other people play it. I understand that. You're not sure that the game is your type, so you're gonna wait to see if it is, and then you're going to support it. I understand that, but talking shit about it before it even came out, before you even seen gameplay, it's been a year, we haven't even seen gameplay, and you're talking shit about it, you may need a little bit of a checkup. And here's your checkup. You're a fake fan. If you hate invasions, you're a fake fan. If you hate co-op, you're a fake fan. If you only do strength builds and complain how other people play the game, you're a fake fan. You cannot like Nintendo. You cannot like their business practices. You cannot like their $80 games, their game cartridges. You cannot like them. But you can't say that Nintendo does not make good games. I mean, just look at their catalog. They've never missed, if you think about it. For example, one that I'm very passionate about, and one that I've kept an eye on for a very long time when I was a child, Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter was a very niche, game that not a lot of people played. Now look at it. It's like mainstream all the time. The last 2 games that they've had, 3 games, have all been mainstream. And it was a Sony exclusive at one point, then went to Nintendo for like damn near a decade. When it came back to Sony, it popped off. So like, I'm okay with Nintendo, From Software going to Nintendo for a bit. I'm okay with that. I know a lot of people hate it, but if From Software, go to Nintendo for a couple From Software will learn something and will take notes, but next time you see their single player experience, their Elden Ring 2, big things are going to happen. It's going to be even bigger than what Elden Ring is, and you can thank that to Nintendo. Now, people are hating on the multiplayer. I don't understand this concept. I don't understand this loser mentality. I think it's just the people who just hate invaders so much that they just refuse to play with other people, or they refuse to fight other people. And since Duskbloods is a PvPvE type game, most likely you're going to find yourself in scenarios where you're going to be forced to fight other players. And I think that these players are just scared of actually just losing. I think these players may have had a bad experience with PvP in general, and they are scared to do it again, and or even just try to improve at it. I don't understand this mentality. I've always been a competitive player at heart. Even at a young age, I've always been a very competitive player. Like with Mario Kart, I've won many tournaments when I was young in Mario Kart. I've won tournaments in Overwatch, a very competitive game there. And eventually one day I might want to get into, the Souls tournaments. Sometimes they have some tournaments. I've never done them other than like maybe fight clubs, but that doesn't really count, right? Like maybe one day I might want to get into some actual tournaments that way and win some of those, be like world champion Souls PvP or something. One day maybe, who knows, right? But that's the thing. That's the glory of chase, like doing PvP, is because you're trying to improve yourself, you're trying to get better, you're trying to understand the game at a deeper level, and that's a winner mentality. You know what I mean? And I think From Software understands this. I think From Software understands that it may not be a lot of players who indulge in PvP. It may not be a lot of players who indulge in co-optivity, but these players are the players that they should listen to, because these players understand the game at a deeper level than the people who won't engage in these activities. They won't do PvP, they won't do co-op. And I really feel like them trying to push out more multiplayer games is them really just testing the waters to see like the limits of like what they could create. And the fact that these people in the community who are damning them if they even try to do PvP or online focus games is just embarrassing. Like, I don't think From Software should ever take these people seriously. I think that if you don't even use the majority, like even like you play the game, you beat the game, and you don't even try to invade or help people do it with co-op, I feel like if you don't even engage in the systems, like your voice shouldn't matter. I support From Software doing multiplayer more. I support From Software with Night Rain. I support Duskbloods. I support any type of multiplayer, systems or features that they add in the future. I support them. And if you don't support them, maybe you're just a fake fan and don't support them as well. You have Elden Ring, you have Dark Souls, you have Sekiro, you have all of these great, wonderful games, and they want to try to make it more lively for multiplayer. And you're shitting on them for that. Shame on you, bro. You're not a real fan, you're a fake fan. I know you hate the concept of improving in a video game, like getting better at PvP and stuff like that, but luckily From Software doesn't see eye to eye with you. From Software wants to improve their multiplayer. From Software wants to evolve their multiplayer, and I support them 100%. No matter what direction they do to multiplayer, I support them, because any eyeballs, any change to multiplayer is a welcome change, even if it's worse. Even if it's worse, as long as they are looking at multiplayer, it can only get better. And the moment they abandon multiplayer is the moment that they lost me. Honestly, I have more I want to say, but at the moment I can't think of anything right now. I'm kind of tired. I've been working on this video, just rambling, editing and cutting a bunch of things that I've said. There's a whole lot of stuff that I just left out of editing because it was just me ranting and rambling and yapping. But I hope I got something across. Mainly, I don't hate Nintendo. I think I don't like their business practices. I don't like the $80 games, the removing of physical copies, the game cartridges or whatever, right? But at the end of the day, they make video games, and the video games that they make are good. I do not hate multiplayer in Souls games. I pray that From Software always has multiplayer in their games. Otherwise, that's how I fell in love with From Software games. My first experience wasn't even playing the game. It was invading. That was my first experience playing From Software games. I wasn't even like playing it from start to finish. I was playing off my uncle's PlayStation and he was invading. All right, that was my first introduction to From Software games. It was invading. It was the PvP. It was the builds. It was all that shebang, the nonsense of like being able to just invade someone's world randomly and just like they could use a seed of a giant, or like it was just chaoticness. And that's what I fell in love with, and now the Duskbloods seems to be literally meant for me. I feel like it's them trying to do an evolution of their multiplayer, you know. Who's to say that in Elden Ring 2 they won't have this type of system in Elden Ring 2? We don't even know. We've never even seen gameplay, but we know that the Duskbloods sounds interesting. If you've been paying attention to the Duskbloods, it sounds interesting. And if you don't think it's interesting, I'm sorry, you're a fake fan. But at the end of the day, the Duskbloods seems like a game for me, and I'm going to support it because it seems like it's a game for me. And if their single player experiences evolve because of it, I support that too. But sitting here and saying that the game will be shit because the game has multiplayer, I don't support that. I'm always down to give From Software constructive criticism. Just because I like a game doesn't mean it's not entitled to constructive criticism and complaints. All right, just because someone complains about a game doesn't mean that they don't like the game. I complain about Elden Ring all the time. That doesn't mean it's not a good game or I don't like it. I'm just giving constructive criticism, and that's what From Software needs at this time. They're trying something new, and you, as the fan, need to give them constructive criticism to let them know that this works or this doesn't work. Because at the end of the day, we are the consumer, and we pay for the product. And if the product if the product isn't evolving and the product isn't getting better, if the product isn't improving, then what's the point in buying the product? Anyways, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, clearly you enjoyed the video and the commentary, so be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to submit your Duskbloods clips to me, you can go ahead and do that via the link in the description. There you can submit a form and send your link via to me and have a chance to be in one of my featured videos featuring the Duskbloods as the game. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day, evening, and night. Stay awesome, stay safe, much love, and peace out.